Welcome back to Matilda's Cottage. So let's do a quick recap of last week and how we turned this buffet into my new kitchen island. I needed a new countertop, and that's what last week's project is all about. So if you'd like to see all the details about that, you can go ahead and watch that video. However, I will give you a quick recap that we used a 2x12x12 pine board, ripped in half, and then created breadboards on the end to give it a rustic farmhouse look. I used a pocket hole jig for the first time to create this, and boy was I impressed. Of course, it wasn't without some bumps along the way. I had stained it quite dark. No matter how much I tried to like it, I just didn't. So I sanded it all down again and started from the beginning. Honestly, this is how you learn, right? That's where we left off last week. So this week my task is to take the backer board and make it look like a finished polished piece so it just shines in the middle of my kitchen. I'm going to be doing this by adding some trim. Then we will choose a paint color and then finally install our knobs, and then that project is done. Okay, everyone's going to have a unique piece that they're working on, but in my instance, I want to cover up the edges of this backer board. So the first thing I'm going to do is extend my countertop a little bit by attaching this top piece. I'll be filling in the gaps and sanding it to round it off like the countertop is, but this is how I'm going to start with that. So I added some glue and I am clamping it on here and using my brad nailer to secure it. And then I decided to add a little trim piece underneath it. It's a small detail, but I felt like it added some nice dimension and just made the edges look more finished. For some reason, I can never find a true tape measure in this house, even though I'm certain we have probably about 20 of them. But because I'm very organized, I always know where my sewing tape measure is. So that's my tool of the day. So moving on to the side pieces, I didn't use glue on any of these, just my nailer. And you can see everything is starting to take shape now. I have a nice rectangle here all the way around. Next, I want to add a few vertical pieces to give it some visual interest. I really feel like it makes it look more custom and high-end and cottagey, and it just kind of finishes off this big open blank boring space. Okay, the time has come. Time for the paint. I've already filled in all the gaps, sanded everything smooth, rounded the corners on the top, left the seam across the back open since the countertop will cover it anyway. And here we are. It's time for the paint reveal. What color did I choose? Well, it's just about time to see what color we finally picked for the island. But before we do, I want to let you know that December 1st through 12th, I'm going to be posting daily everything handmade Christmas. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I would ask that you please do so we can enjoy the whole season together and have a wonderful time. So I kept going back and forth. My heart kept saying Marblehead Gold, but since I already had some paint on hand that was really similar, maybe a little bit lighter, well, it is a little bit lighter, I decided to use that. So I went with Farrow and Ball in the color Hay. I think it looks really beautiful with my Acacia Haze walls, but if you think Marblehead Gold would have been better, let me know in the comments. Also, a big thank you to my husband for helping me paint this. It ended up being such a fun little moment together, and he even bought me Chinese for dinner. I decided not to use the back plates on the drawer knobs. I kind of felt like they made it look a little heavy when I had it on all of them. I really love them, but it just didn't fit the style of this piece. I will hold on to them, and who knows, maybe I'll find another use for them. But I did decide to keep them on the doors because there was some vertical space that looked like it needed something, and I think it turned out really good. Let me know what you think, if it was the right call. Do you like the knob color? That's another thing I wasn't sure about, but I'd love to hear what you think. Well, thank you so much for watching and following along with this project. If you want to see more of cottage projects I'll be working on, you're always welcome to subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this new kitchen island reveal.